for letting us know. Is everything all right now? We're waiting for an answer. Yeah, thanks. Sorry for this problem. So just getting back to what we were saying. Today we will tell you about the food processing industry and what are the requirements for lighting. Are there any difference? And Patrick, so if you could again tell us, is there any difference in requirements from standard production facilities and food processing facilities?
So again, coming back with audio to you right now, we have minor differences. So in terms of illumination, so the lux values, there are no differences. So production facilities, production floors, 300, 500 lux, warehouses, 150 to 200. Uniformities are the same in terms of requirements. Minimum CRI is bumped up to at least 80 for everything with some quality control with CRI 90. The CRI below 80 is not allowed. And of course, the light temperature or CCD, this one is not mentioned in the directives, but on average, this is between 3000 to 4000 Kelvin, with some exceptions. Sometimes can be used 5000 Kelvin with higher CRI, like at least 90 for very specific quality control applications, depending totally on the customer needs.
And the standard uniformity of lighting, yes. So it's this one doesn't change. This one doesn't change. So today we will cover the specific requirements of the food industry for the lighting. We will start off with meat industry, and we will tell you about it based on our case study for Indykpol. This is one of the biggest poultry companies in Poland, in Central Eastern Europe. They process meat.
Yes.
So what are the requirements for that? We have the picture here from Indykpol, and
okay, so to start with, meat industry, same as dairy product industry, is mostly focused on ability to clean the luminaries. So these products are the processes in which there can be no bacteria, fungi, or moss. All of these things are prohibited. These are products that can be easily damaged biologically. They can start degrading and rot very fast. That is why not only lighting, every equipment in the food processing industry in this area must be compatible with strong chemicals that are used to clean it regularly on a regular basis, and very often it's also combined with pressure washing. So these are the two main things that have to be considered. So high enough IP to be able to withstand the protection, the IP protection, to be able to withstand the pressure washing. That's light pressure washing. It's not the super high power one pressure washing, but it's still there. And of course, chemical resistance. So materials which must be chosen specifically to the type of chemistry used by the company.
And so, can I say that food processing companies have, like in general, for example, meat companies, they use this specific chemicals to clean the rooms, or is it specific for each
it depends on the company. So if you could show what we have, this is the chemical compatibility table chart. We will see that we are listing all the materials that are used in the production of our luminaries. So construction materials, optic materials, diffuser materials, and the list of most common chemical substances and the range of resistance.
So on top of this chart, you will see the material like polyester, PC, PMMA,
glass,
and so on. And then below you will find, is it resistant or is not resistant for a specific chemical. It's in Polish and in English, so I hope you can read it. And we have a first question. Next to pressure washing, how do you deal with, for example, chicken fats in poultry? All right, very specific. Could you explain exactly what do you mean?
Do you mean the cleaning process or the resistance to the fats?
Okay, so John is coming with a question. Resistance.
Resistance. Okay. So depending on the material, for example, most commonly the PC is found to be not resistant for organic fats. So if you have mineral fats, mineral oils, then PC is very good with it. But in terms of the better chemical resistance to organic fats, such as organic oils, like fat from fat tissue in animals, the PMMA and GRP is a better solution for that because they are not degraded by these materials.
All right.
Yeah. And of course glass, but glass is universally resistant to many chemical substances, but it cannot be used in this type of application because of the risk of fragmentation when it's broken, and you are not able to detect the glass in the product. So you would have to discard the whole production batch, which is unacceptable for the customers.
We have another question from John, more specific also, the sealing between the upper and lower part of the fixtures. What type of rubber do we use?
Pure EPDM. Depending on the product that we used for this type of application uses a poured polyurethane. This is hot poured polyurethane inside the housing. So it's not EP and it is not a EPDM. This one is very specifically used in both PC and GRP housings because our main product for this is industrial LED.
So going to application and to the product specifically, this is the product industrial LED, and based on my experience, because I have been to all those case studies that we are showing you today, so Indykpol, Pepsico and Hortex, I've been on audits and I have met the clients, and actually for this specific case, our industrial LED is used by this company for over 4 years, I would say even 6 years right now, from 2014, and their experience is really good. I mean, before they were using different type of, how is it called, this industrial LED on the market, this type of hermetic solution, and they had problems with what you say with the rubber that is in between of the bottom and the top body, so the body and the diffuser, and they had big problems with the clips that were falling apart and they were deteriorating with time really fast. So this product, as you see right now here, has a really high value for specifically this industry, and we know it from experience of our customers. Here you go, you have a video of industrial LED. As you can see, it's really simple product. It's quite similar to other products that is on the market, but there are some slight differences. So the difference is that you can really, and it is very important with food processing companies, you have to mount it directly to the ceiling. There has to be no distance. What is also important, the clips do not fall down. It's extremely important. The product has to be durable. So the 𝐼𝐥𝐿 helps us. So it doesn't, as Patrick said before, it doesn't crash, it doesn't fall apart in the process.
Yes, and the materials are also important. For example, mounting hardware, mounting accessories. as Maciej said, the company that we worked with, providing with our solution, had a problem with previous product of some competition to us, because they used plastic clips. Plastic clips for these kinds of products are mostly made of ABS plastic, which degrades very fast with chemical exposure. Even if you use only mild solution when you clean them, over a few months or a year or two, these clips become brittle and they can crack, they can fall apart, they can fall from the luminary. And this is another problem. Plastic or non-ferrous metals are hard to detect with the electromagnetic sensors that you can use in the production line. So we would recommend ferrous metal-based accessories, which in case if something would happen, like for example, somebody would accidentally damage the luminary and it would fall apart, would be broken or from the ceiling, fall from the ceiling, because it can happen sometimes. So that if there is, for example, a clip missing, it can be easily detected and found to provide the safety that is required by the customers.
All right. I hope we have answered your questions, John. If not, we will come back to further questions about it at the end. Yes, you are happy. We are as well. So let's go further. So we have a first survey. It's very easy. You have the question on the presentation. Don't answer the questions in chat, only in the presentation. So first question is, which IP is best for food industry? Please choose one answer. You have the questionnaire on the presentation. Yes, we have 3 answers, 4 more to go. Oops. 4 more to go. Please answer the survey. You will find it on the presentation. You can scroll down and click your answers there. Everybody sees where it is? I guess we have some more. We have 8 guests today and only 3 of you have answered. You're welcome to join the survey and answer the question, which IP is best for food industry? Yeah, and other answers. Please join the survey. The survey is on your screen. So if you go to the screen, you will find the questions and underneath the answers that you can choose. Choose one. All right, we have not everybody answered, but we have half of the audience have answered. I will share the results. So you see the results, and the results are IP66. It was not a tricky question or a difficult one, a pretty basic. So Patrick, if you could tell, which would you choose as well, and why not the others?
The IP66, in this case, it's an obvious choice because IP44 is on a luminary that is only a splash proof, and it's not dust proof at all, because the first numeral is not 5 or 6, the second one is 4, so it's not a perfect solution. IP88 doesn't exist because the first numeral can range only from 0 to 6, yeah, and the second numeral can range from 0 to 9. So IP88, there is no such thing. So IP66 is the which is full dust proof enclosure, and 6 means that the housing is okay under high pressure water jet.
So we have an answer, and we can go further. We have here some short presentation about IP chart. I think it's very basic for all of you. And John has really nice specific questions. We are waiting for your specific questions. If you have, as John did, really nice questions about some technical issues, technical requirements, go ahead, we'll try to answer. I will ask Patrick to answer to your questions. And so as you see, IP66 is really good solution, and our industrial LED supports that, gives you this IP rating. So the second segment that we want to cover is vegetable and fruit industry. And we will start off with a video from Hortex. So let's have a look. You can turn off the sound at your own movie, at your own presentation. So if you could tell us, Patrick, what we see. I see this guy is wearing a really warm jacket. There's some steam going on.
Yes, so what you can see is a pretty big production facility with mounting height. I would say, I don't remember exactly.
It was around 8 meters.
It was around 8 meters high. So big construction. People are clothed pretty substantially. So in this case, this is the production of fruits and vegetables, which are then turned into juices or
frozen products.
Exactly. So we have a lot of machines that are processing the food, which are open. They are producing a lot of steam, and around these machines, the temperatures are elevated depending on the food processing techniques used. On the other hand, we have storage facilities. So in order to provide good quality of product through the production process, the temperature must be low. So freezing storage uses temperatures 30 degrees Celsius below zero, 25 degrees Celsius below zero. Production facilities can use temperatures below 20 degrees in the ambient, but the temperature around processing equipment can be higher, can exceed 50 degrees because of the steam processing, because of the heat that is produced. So we are exposed to a lot of different temperatures for the product. These temperatures are not constant. They can vary very quickly in a matter of hours or even minutes in the production facility. And we have varying degrees of humidity in the air, including direct exposure to water vapor, and of course, as with any production, because this type of production uses open type equipment, it must also be cleaned with chemical compounds, again, to kill bacteria, fungus, mosses. So fixtures themselves also are required to be cleaned. So again, they have to be compatible with cleaning agents. So we have to check the compatibility, chemical compatibility data sheet, and the type of the product for this typical client. We also need to have IP65 minimum, and of course the broadest temperature range for the product that is possible, again with the ability of the product to survive in low temperatures and high.
So we saw here on the movie that this kind of food processing requires, for of course, the refrigerators and freezing rooms. So the temperatures from -5 to +10, or 0 to 10 for freezing, and -15 up to -30 for refrigeration. And how the luminaires cope with that? Is it difficult for standard luminaires to cope with that kind of low temperatures, or is it actually not that difficult, or do we have to choose a specific product, or it could be a standard one?
In this case, we have to look a little bit back to the previous technologies. So Previous technologies such as fluorescent, mercury vapor, or metal halide, these were discharge type light sources, which don't like low temperatures, especially the negative ones. So if you are below zero, they cannot reach lighting levels in the specified time. So you have to wait even longer than normally for this kind of light source to reach the full brightness. Again, in negative temperatures like -20, -30, it will not reach that optimum temperature. It will not produce the optimum light. It can even affect the spectrum of the light source, and it shortens the lifetime very much, because these kinds of light sources don't like to be operated at negative temperatures. They like warmer temperatures. And older technologies used very high power. They were less efficient than LEDs and produced not only a lot of thermal energy into the environment, which had to be recirculated by the refrigeration system, which increased the cost of the operation to maintain the low temperatures. And of course, it produced a wider range of optical radiation. So you had some UV and a lot of infrared, which was also detrimental to the products, to the packaging, to the quality of the materials and the products themselves. LEDs, on the other hand, they are feeling even better in negative temperatures, because the colder it is, LEDs are even brighter in negative temperatures than when operated at positive temperatures in the environment, and they don't require any warm-up time to achieve the optimum brightness, optimum spectrum. And because they are limited only to a visible spectrum, you don't waste energy for UV or infrared, which can damage the goods that you store or produce. And again, higher efficacy, on the order of 160, 170 lumens per watt from the system itself, and lower power levels means that the luminary itself introduces less heat into the environment, so the refrigeration system doesn't have to work as hard as with classical solutions.
And this is besides the efficiency of a product. So if you take let's say high bay LED, because this is what we used for Hortex for their freezing and refrigeration rooms. If you take a product that is more efficient than a standard one, that's one argument. So you get 30, 40, 50, 60% more efficiency. But what you also gain is really a lot of energy saving and money saving on less usage of your cooling power, of your cooling system. So to cool down actually the warmth, the temperature of the metal halide luminaire takes, usually, we have counted it with our customers, around 15 to 20% more energy. So if you take more efficient LEDs for this kind of solutions, instead of a standard metal halides, you will save not only about 50% savings on the light source, but also around 15 to 20% on the refrigeration, on the cooling system, and that's even higher savings. So if you go to the customer, please calculate that. Please calculate that, because this is a super additional savings that you have to add to your calculation for clients, for the end customer, and they have to see it, because it's really amazing savings.
We have one question.
Yeah.
We got that question from John regarding the pressure equalization valves. We have that option.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the same solution that is used in outdoor lighting. So in case of the indoor luminaries for high range of temperatures, we can also add that kind of element to the fixture. Not a problem. It can be used with industrial and Ultima, and we haven't done it yet for the current version of high bay, but we probably also could add this
as an option. John, thanks here for your great questions. They are very specific. We love to answer. If of course we know the answer, then we will love to answer that. So to all the rest of attendees, please go ahead and post your questions. And right now we have a chance to see this 𝐼𝐲 LED 4.0, a new version of 𝐼𝐲, already a 4th edition. So what we can see here, Patrick, that applies for this food industry?
First of all, aluminum construction, anodized,
resistant to water.
Yes, IP65, of course, IK8, lenses made out of PC because it's not a brittle material, it's a material that will withstand from -42 even +120 degrees in terms of the lens material, which makes it perfect for the solution. This 𝐼𝐲 comes with an option for the temperature range between -35 to +70, depending on the version. So, broad range of temperatures. Again, you have lenses with 90 and 60 degree beam angles, which is perfect for greater mounting heights, such as 8 meters, 10 meters, 12 meters. You can adjust the beam angle depending on your specification to achieve correct illuminance values.
Mm-hmm. And there is an additional question from another John. Is there an additional option to cover 𝐼𝐲 LED to prevent from dust building? Yes, there is an optional accessory, so you can actually cover entire surface from the top below the power supply, but between the luminaire and the power supply. So it gives you this nice and clean surface. It's easier to clean it, to keep it safe for food production. All right. So coming back to the presentation, this is the 𝐼𝐲 LED, as we told you, a 4th edition. It's very durable. It stands this broad working temperatures, and but this product, as Patrick told you already, you would hang rather higher. So industrial LED is for facilities that really this food processing is very dirty, but the rooms are really smaller. So the heights are like 4 to 6 meters high. Whereas at the production like Hortex, really broad open space, there you would hang the luminaires at higher than 8 meters usually. Of course, you still want to keep them clean, because the higher it is, the less often you will clean it, let's be honest. And within food processing companies, you will see different cadence of cleaning. So it means some of the companies will do a complete cleaning of all their facilities within 2 to 3 months, and at the other manufacturing facilities, they will do it only once a year. So it also depends on what's the specific needs of this standard production facility, this standard requirements from a client. Then you would use a bit of different product. And at the end, we have beverage industry. We did a case study for Pepsico, 2 factories in Żnin and Michów. This is bottling, so packaging the fluids and the beverages within bottles, both the plastic and cans. So actually those 2 facilities were concentrating on those 2 packages. So what are the requirements of this specific food industry?
For this one, the production process is carried out in a closed system mostly. So we don't run into the risk of contamination of the product itself. But because the equipment is mostly made out of high quality stainless steel, it also falls under the same requirements regarding sterilization from bacterial, fungi and moss type of debris. So the luminaries themselves also have to be able to withstand cleaning agents, cleaning with specific materials. So again, depending on the application, we have to choose the right combination of materials, the right luminary. And again, we have controlled environment with even lower temperature than the processing of vegetables and fruits, because you cannot expose liquid drinks to higher temperatures and to the infrared or UV radiation, because it would degrade these products. That's especially important when you store them, and you store them in not negative temperatures, because you cannot freeze these products, but they are kept at temperatures slightly above 0 centigrades.
0 to 14. This is usually the requirement.
Yeah, and this also again causes buildup of high amounts of humidity in the air. So similar requirements. And going back to the question about the dome for the high bay one, if you can show the product that we use this, in this case, the Ultima LED. Actually, depending on your application, you can use either high bay or Ultima. So these products are compatible with each other. So they both can give you high temperature range if you need it, because again, with Ultima and high bay, you can get from -35 to +70 in the HPT and +55 in Pro versions. You can get the same IP65 high IK. You can get the same choice of optics, so 60 and 90 degrees beam angle. You have a smooth surface construction, easy to clean, and as you can see with Ultima, the shape is very very slick. There is no flat surfaces.
You may even say that Ultima.
What connection?
We thanks for this information. We sometimes it might be not stable, but please check your connection as well. We are plugged into the wire, so it should be really fast. And but thanks for letting us know. Right now we cannot do anything about it, but it will be also uploaded later to YouTube, so you could at least check this recording later on. Coming back to what you said, Ultima is almost seamless. I mean, the sides of the product are really smooth, so no debris could stay there. And from the bottom, it's really covered with a specific rubber, and it's really seamless. The only place that you could find some debris gathering is on the top. There is a rail for mounting, but you could also seam this rail. So actually Ultima would be a really good product for this kind of solution. Let us show you the movie about Ultima. It's also a new version of Ultima. So this is Ultima 3.0, right? This is Ultima 2.0,
and it's easy to mount. As you can see, the shape is very fluid. With this, we can offer you a gasket that will close the gap on the top of the rail, and this will mean that the luminary will have no place for dust or debris to collect, and because of its shape, it will force the natural convection that will create a chimney effect, and it will decrease the amount of dust that will sit on top of the luminary itself. Similar effect can be found on high bay because of the construction of its heat sink, which is the air goes through it on the side, which creates a chimney effect around the whole luminary, which again creates a range of area of higher pressure above the luminary and around it, which again prevents dust from accumulating on it.
So this is Ultima. Actually, Ultima is the most versatile of products that we have. So it covers the highest range of temperatures because we have this new Ultima HPT, and HPT Ultima does, what is the range of this?
-35 to +70.
So it's really broad range. I mean, no standard products on the market have this range of -35 to +70.
And you get that with 5-year warranty, with no restrictions on the time of the use, and with guaranteed 50,000 hours of lifetime for the LED and for the driver.
So it's you could use it really almost everywhere. It's very durable, very strong, and yeah, it's a really nice product, especially the newest version. So we have a second quiz. You will find the, let me go to the second question of the quiz. I will show it to you in a second. Yeah, so you have the quiz on your screen. Which body type of luminary is better? This is not a difficult question. There is a type A and type B. Please go to your screen and answer. Type A is Ultima, type B is Highline. We didn't cover today Highline LED, so our also a linear high bay that you could use, but actually Highline, I guess you already know because your answers are really correct. We have 4 answers. Anybody more? So Highline is just slightly different. Actually, we have a Highline over here.
Yeah.
Maybe you can hear that.
Like Maciej is trying to show you, the Highline is different from Ultima in that it doesn't use a cover to maintain its IP rating. It uses IP rated lenses which have a texture on the surface. This texture, again, prevents from thorough cleaning because it can collect and accumulate bacteria, fungi, and you won't clean it very easily. That's one thing. Again, it has a flatter surface on the back with another mounting rail plus some additional accessories, so it can gather some of the dust. And of course, it's not as seamless in the construction from the bottom side. So there are some areas in the lenses around the screws, the open screws that can gather the dirt, etc. It can be difficult to clean. So this is also not recommended.
And you already answered. You have the answers on your screen. Everybody voted for type A, so Ultima type. Yes, Ultima would be the best for this kind of food processing companies. However, Highline LED, if you don't need it for food processing or you need some luminaires for warehouses, Highline LED is on sale right now. So if you are interested, it has really good pricing to the quality. It's not so seamless with the body type, but the efficiency and the price is really perfect. So please go to your key accounts that work with you and you can ask them about this product as well. So before we jump into the summary, I would like to ask you to subscribe. At the top of our presentation, there is stay with us on a regular basis, and there is a subscription button. Please jump to this. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and you will get all the updates. Almost every month we post a new case study with a movie from different realizations, from food processing to heavy industry. So you can follow that, you can use these materials for your clients. And what is also important, our webinars. Our webinars will be updated every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks you are welcome to join us. Every 2 weeks we will post it live, but later on you can use our webinar. It will be also updated to our channel, so you could use it, you could rewind it, and if there is some specific knowledge or your client wants to know everything else, you can use this for your needs. What is also important, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and you send us, I will send you our email. Sorry, it's in Polish, but it's bureau at luxon.pl. If you subscribe and you write us an email with your data, we will send you as a thank you such a small gifts, our mugs of LUXON LED with a written bright example. So let us know if you want them. You can send us your address and we will ship it to you with some additional sweets to it, straight from Poland. And yeah, we can go to the summary.
Yeah. So to summarize our today webinar, what are the more specific requirements regarding luminaries for the food industry in general? So we are not talking specific right now. Most of the time, you want to use. Okay.
Sorry to hear that. Vicky, that you froze. Vicky, if we froze to you, you can subscribe to our channel and send an email to bureau@luxon.pl and you will get the mug. So we have to go back. I hope it's not our connection and I hope it works already for you. Patrick, could you continue?
So to summarize, what you should look in the products for food industry. First of all, resistance to low temperatures for cold storage, freezers, chillers, etc. So temperatures below -20, -30 sometimes even. So the product must withstand these temperatures without becoming brittle, without being trouble. So it has to work properly in these conditions. Increased IP, so we would recommend IP at least 65 and higher for these applications. When you want to clean the luminaries with some kind of chemical solutions, degreasing solutions, cleaning agents. Luminaries, their design must allow them to be kept easy to clean. So no cracks, no rough surfaces, smooth surfaces, minimum amount of holes, cracks, and crevices inside that could gather the dirt and dust and bacteria and be hard to clean. Shatterproof construction, so eliminate materials that will break into small pieces or that cannot be detected in case of metal versus plastic clips for industrial LED. What else? Yes, no loose materials, so there can be no parts of the luminary that could fall off automatically under the cleaning process, assembly process, or because of the material degradation over time. Materials must be resistant to cleaning agents. Again, we would go back to the chemical compatibility data sheet because, again, depending on what customer uses, we have to see and adjust the materials used in the product to fit his needs. And stable operation in a very wide range of temperatures, so from -30 to +70 even. And it should be able to withstand rapid changes in temperature over short periods of time.
And remember that for those cool rooms, cold rooms, freezers, and so on, you can really save a lot of energy for the client because of the least heat dissipation of the LED technology instead of metal halides, for example. So this is really 15 to 20% of energy saving, and the cooling system actually requires much more energy than the lighting system. So that's additional savings for your clients. Please remember about including it into your calculations, savings calculators for your clients. So do you have any more questions to us? Are there any questions? Please post it so we could answer it. We are very thankful to both Johns for your great questions throughout the presentation. If you want to comment, did this presentation meet your requirements? We would be very happy to hear that. So if you don't have questions, please comment on, was it useful? What would you want us to tell more about next time? Because in 2 weeks, we will come with another webinar, another presentation about new topics. So please give us some feedback, and we will make it better. I hope from each webinar to the next one, we'll try to make it more useful for you and more specific, answering exactly what you need to achieve with this webinar. Thanks to your nice comments. Very good, guys. Nice format. Very good and useful webinar. We are very pleased to hear that. But be aware, if anything has to be better next time, let us know. Let us know to our key accounts or write to us directly. We are doing this for you. So if you want also a specific webinar on a topic that interests you the most, please send this information to our key accounts or to our company, and we will process that because we want to stay with these webinars for longer. It's not only right now something that we started because of the situation in the world. We want to give you some value, and we want to help you win good projects with our products. Thank you very much. See you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your attention.